Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be a very long overdue update for Pan in every palette. This project was originally spearheaded by Lady Pansalot over on Instagram. However, I've seen various versions of this project done many times in with many different little twists and turns to it. But this specific project was created by Lady Pansalot with the hashtag Pan in every palette, and I've been doing it for many years now. And somewhere along the line, maybe from the beginning, I decided to set the goal of eventually actually hitting a pan in every palette I own, which is a lofty goal because it turns out I have 386 palettes. Now, I did mean to confirm that when I did my inventory, and I haven't double checked, but I think that's how many palettes I have, which is a lot of palettes. I have a lot of palettes. 386 is a lot, and I have a very long way to go to get to 100% pan percentage, but I am tracking it along the way, along with the usage I'm working towards hitting pan on in the palettes in this project. Now, if I should hit a pan in another palette that's not in this project, obviously it counts towards my pan percentage, but I'm also working on 3 specific palettes in this project to hit pan, and it's rolling. So as soon as I hit pan, it rolls out and something new rolls in to take its place. Shockingly, even though I have not done an update for this project since November of 2024, I did not hit any pan in the 3 palettes that I've been working on, and I am just gobsmacked by one of them, because if you would have told me in November that by April of 2025 I would not have pan in this palette, I'd say, nope, you're wrong, I will have pan, but I don't. I still don't have pan. So no new pans in this project, 1 new pan in a palette that was not in this project. But let's talk about the 3 palettes that are in this project at the moment. I do like to start with the palette I use the least and work my way up to the palette I use the most. The palette I use the least is my Jouer Skinny Dip palette, and that's kind of because I forgot about it, to be honest. I was doing my inventory and I was like, oh, why is this in the bathroom? And then I was like, oh, right, I forgot all about it. It fits nicely in my drawers, and yeah, it was not seen or heard from. This is what it looks like. I had this in this project before, and then I took it out. And I went from working on 4 palettes at a time to working on 3 palettes at a time. And then when I hit pan in the palette I was working on, at the last update, I rolled this back in. So it was out and now it's back in. But since I brought it back in at the last update, I've only used Skinny Dip, which is the shade right here, twice, for a total of 5 uses. So not great. I was kind of playing around with these 3 shades, trying to figure out which one I'd want to work on to hit pan, and I settled on this Skinny Dip shade. It's one of those kind of like silvery golds, goldeny silvers. I really like shades like that very, very much, and so I went with that one. But yeah, I've only used it twice since the last update, and I feel like I got a long way to go. The palette I've used the next most is my Morphe 35F palette. It does have bathroom splatters, like toothpaste and stuff on it, so sorry, that's disgusting, but this lives in my bathroom, so stuff gets splattered on it. This was another palette where I was kind of having difficulty choosing which shade I wanted to focus in on, and I had finally decided that this shade right here, number 4, is the one I'm gonna go for as far as hitting pan. If I get a chance to use any of the other shades in the meantime, I would love that. That's fine with me. But the one I think I have the best shot of hitting pan on is that 4th shade, and there is the start of a dip forming there. Hopefully you can see it. I have used this now a total of 11 times. I did also use this shade here, number 2, once. I used this shade here, number 6, once. I also used shade 20 and shade 31. 27. Oh, this one, 20 right here. I used that shade once, and 31. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, this shade once. So, typically I find that I can hit pan in these Morphe eyeshadow palettes in somewhere around the 30 use mark, 30 to 40 use mark. So I'm really happy to already have 11 uses in. I have used this as a brow bone highlight. I've used it as an inner corner highlight, and I've used it as a lid shade. It's very versatile. It's the kind of shade I really like to wear. I'm not wearing it today. I have a different shade on my lid, but it's very pretty. I have been doing a lot of looks where I just take whatever bronzer I've worn for the day and throw that on all over my lid and my crease, and then I put this like on the inner half of my eyelid and some eyeliner and mascara, and I'm out the door. And that's been a very frequent go-to look for me over the past couple months. So happy to have 11 uses. If I can keep that going, I could have pan in another update or two, but we'll see. We'll see. The last palette I want to talk about is the one that I never guessed in a million years I would not have pan on for today, and I still do not have pan on. I cannot believe it. This is the Balm Joy palette from the Balm, and I am trying to hit pan on this cream red right here. I knew it was going to be a challenge going for a cream red, but at the time I was up for the challenge. Now I'm kind of like, girl, what were you doing? Don't challenge yourself. Don't do that. A little bit goes a long way. I use this as a cream blush, not as a lipstick. It's a little too old for me to feel comfortable putting it on my lips, but I don't mind wearing it on my cheeks. I literally just tap my finger in there, tap it in the other cream blush that I'm wearing, and then dot it on my cheeks, because this alone is too much. That's been working for me. And I have a huge dip going on in there. It's huge. But somebody mentioned to me recently that the pans in this palette are very, very deep, and so I guess you are correct, because I have no pan. Now, since the last update, I have used this at least, again, these are minimal estimates. I think there are times where I forget to make a tally mark, but I noted 57 uses. Again, I mean, I pretty much use this every day that I wear makeup, and it's been like 5 months. So I think I've used it more than 55 times, but I marked it 55 uses. And that's probably means I've used it about 100 times overall, because that's about half of my overall uses in this project. So yeah, we're looking at well over 100 uses to hit pan on this palette, which is pretty unbelievable. I'm not giving up though. I had another kind of side goal to do some eye looks with the shadows on the top. I haven't done that at all yet. I'm still hopeful I can get some cute eye looks from this just for funsies while I'm trying to hit pan on the cream blush, but I have so many eyeshadows to focus on from one day to the next that I don't feel like I could really take time away to play with these, but I am hoping to do that. So yeah, no pans, nothing rolling out, nothing rolling in, everything's staying the same, but hopefully whenever I do my next update, there'll be something to talk about. Let's really quickly go over pan percentage. Like I said at the beginning, I have been tracking my pan percentage for several years now. I've really been enjoying the pan percentage conversation. Yeah, it's been really fun. So since my last update in November, I only hit one new pan in a palette. Out of all my projects that I'm currently doing, I only hit one new pan, which I'm a little surprised by, but you know, my main palettes that I'm currently working on already have pan. So I'm trying to finish off shadows, but whether I hit a new pan in an eyeshadow in those palettes or I finish off a shadow, it doesn't change the fact that I already have pan in that palette. So my two main palettes that I'm focusing on from one day to the next already have pan, and my third main palette that I'm focusing on is made from Franken shadows. So I have to use those shadows up completely to count those as a pan in every palette. So I have to hit something outside of the main shadows I'm working on in order to add to my pan percentage. And so that only happened once in the last 5 months, and that was with my ColourPop in collaboration with My Little Pony palette. I hit pan on that gorgeous mauve-y plummy pink shade. that I've been working on forever and ever in the Panner's pan, and that is the only new pan in every palette that I have to add. So my overall count of palettes with pan went from 44 to 45 because of that new pan, bringing my overall pan percentage from 11.3% to 11.6%. So we're still overall at 11% pan percentage. The number did not go up by 1, but we went up a little. We went from 11.3 to 11.6. Hopefully by the next time I hit pan, we'll be at the 12% pan percentage. But yeah, I need to hit some more pans to make that happen. I think the most likely culprit is that Morphe palette, and then of course the Balm is gonna have pan at some point, because I know they're deep pans, but at some point I have to hit pan. So I think those two will likely be the next 2 pans that I hit, and hopefully it'll be by the next update, and then I could roll some new palettes into this project to refresh what I've been working on. But yeah, I'm still loving this project. This project is gonna stick around for 2025, and I am working towards 100% pan percentage overall down the road, eventually, one day. Anyways, that is it for this update. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.